This tutorial will give us an opportunity to build a bar chart, sometimes called a column chart, using some demographics from the university. So I'm going to click right here on this link to go investigate that. We're going to specifically be looking at home states. And so for the fall 2013, which is the semester I'm using for my case study, I guess we could say, I'm going to click here on the home states and take a quick look at the states that are alphabetized from Alabama down to Wyoming, my home state. And you'll notice there are 86 that put unknown there. And so given the fact that we have 14,999 this particular semester, I'm going to subtract from that the total of the states that we're going to analyze to get us the remaining part of the student body. So one by one, you would simply go in and put the data into the correct cells. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to hit pause on the tutorial for just a moment while I take a moment to get that data in. I'll get right back with you. Alright, so I took time to put the number of students in each state from Arizona down to Washington. We've intentionally picked these states here because they traditionally tend to be the highest number of students coming from those individual states, and not a surprise that Idaho, of course, would be right up there as the top. However, it's the other that's pretty intriguing as well. So I'm going to ask Excel to do me a favor. I want it to take the total of my student body for the winter semester 2013, and I want to take that total and subtract out the summation of everybody else. So I'm going to summate cell C7 down to cell C14. That would be Arizona through Washington. Now notice if I don't close it up with the right parenthesis, it's going to give me a warning. This is what it looks like. It'll just say that Microsoft found an error in the formula, and it just means that I need a right parenthesis, but I'm going to go ahead and accept the correction that it made. And now we've got 3,566 students that come from some other location other than these states here that we've listed. To build a bar chart, we would simply want to highlight our labels as well as the corresponding counts, we call them sometimes, the number of students in this case. And once I get those two columns highlighted appropriately, I come up here and look at some of my options in the chart ribbon. And so I kind of like this one here in particular, and there are other types of, you can go three-dimensional and do a lot of different types of bar charts. I'm going to go with this one to keep it simple. There we go. And so listing from Arizona to Washington, including this other, we get a nice looking bar graph, but we can do a little bit better than this. I want to get rid of the Series 1. That doesn't do us a whole lot of good in this case. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. And it'd be nice to get a title in there, as we've done in others. So I'm going to go to chart layout. I'll select title. Maybe put a title right up above. And let's see, I think what we might consider doing is calling this the BYU Idaho. You want to be as descriptive as you can to give it some clarity. So BYU Idaho student or home state, maybe home state data for winter 2013, something to that effect. Alright, and let's see, home state data. I think that'll work, but you could use other words that are perhaps even more specific. And then the other thing that's nice to do is to give it just a touch more of color in the background if you're wanting something other than just white. So I'm going to do format chart area and ask for just a little softer, maybe a softer blue. I could try that out. If I want variety, I could go with, say, a light purple. Not too bad. And that gives you just a nice accent color. And you can also do another nice thing to consider is the shadow effect. Just give it a nice subtle shadow, and you can do all kinds of things. But what I really was excited to show you, though, is this is all fine and good. It gives us a good feel for how many students are coming from some of the top, more popular states there, headed to BYU Idaho, with Idaho ranking at #1. But notice when I click here on the chart, notice it's grabbing the data right there. We talked before in a previous tutorial how if you were to carefully shift say I click and drag just one layer up, that would give me a look and feel of everybody except the other category. So don't forget the power of being able to move things around that way. But also there is a nice feature in that we can sort our states from high to low or low to high, and that would be known as a Pareto, P-A-R-E-T-O. A Pareto chart is simply a bar chart that is sorted from high to low or low to high. Well, to do that though, I got to be really careful because I've got a formula right there that I would not want to have it move. It should remain attached to other. So what I think I'll do next, I'm going to carefully do a quick copy and then do a paste special as we've done elsewhere, and I'm going to ask it to just paste the values only. Or another way is we could have just hand typed that 3566 in for the other category. At any rate, that is no longer a formula when I double click it, and now I'm ready to do some sorting. So when I highlight my data and I look up here, I want to just spot anything that has something to do with data and with sorting. So I noticed there's a data menu right here. That would be one way to do it, and there are many others. But here's a good approach. Just take sort and then just think it through carefully. It's asking us, what do you want to sort by? I want to sort by, not the state this time, but by the number of students. And so it picked that up rather nicely, and if it didn't give you labels, you could always go by the fact that you want to sort by column C. That would have been another way to look at it. Then you have an option of either going smallest to largest, or largest to smallest, or customized. So I'm going to go largest to smallest. And that quickly, you've got yourself a sorted bar chart. It's called a Pareto chart, and it gives you just a little more information than you would normally have, because now you can see things ranked and spot the high and the low as well as everything in between. If you change your mind, a Control-Z is a nice thing to be aware of, and that'll send it back to the way it was. Control-Z is a pretty powerful way to go. So remember, one more time, you just highlight your data that you want to sort, and make sure, of course, you don't have any formulas in there that could get things fouled up. And then you just go up to data and sort it by whatever column that makes sense to you, such as the number of students, and in this case, largest to smallest. And that's known as, again, as a Pareto chart, very powerful way to look at things. So I hope that was helpful to you to get your bar chart up and running. Experiment, and you'll learn a lot just along the way with some trial and error. And I hope that was an opportunity for you to explore a bit. So good luck on your project.